The Super Battle Droid.
Super Battle Droid.
The Super Battle Droid. Super Battle Droid.
Yeah.
Super Battle Droid.
And we're gonna keep doing it and keep doing it. Super Battle Droid. You're damn right it's a Super Battle Droid. What'd you think?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we actually have a little bit of news to talk about.
Yeah.
As you can see in the title, we finally got promotional pictures for C-3PO as a B-1 battle droid and the Super Battle Droid, Justin.
Oh my goodness. Yep, we also got a TVC deluxe figure, Jango Fett, that we both kind of wanted to talk about because Black Series fans are looking at it like, oh my god, look what they're getting. But then TVC fans are looking at this like, really? What is this bull crap?
Right.
So I just thought it'd be interesting to throw this in the episode as well.
Before we jump into that, though, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. So yeah, let's talk about that TVC figure. There is a brand new Jango Fett coming out. This is a new tool, I believe.
Yeah, there's like some new parts, and then it's made from the existing like modern Mando parts,
which are great. The newer modern Mando figures are so awesome. They've done such a great job in TVC. Of course, to us Black Series fans, this figure looks amazing. I saw it and I was like, wow, I want that for Black Series.
Right. So it's not a straight up re-release.
Yeah.
As the original TVC figure, but there are some different accessories on this one, and that's kind of where the controversy is. The original TVC figure being a standard release, this one is deluxe, and I think TVC is truly getting a taste of Black Series deluxe medicine,
right,
with the box. And just look at the comparison. The original one comes with like a headset, a soft goods poncho, a rocket blasting effect, and then the new one comes with a flamethrower effect and then the two jetpack pieces. So $25, you know, does that justify the price?
Definitely not. And I think that this is a classic case of, now I think we'll just start calling it the Fett tax because it's just priced at $25 because it's Jango Fett. It's been a long time since that original Jango Fett figure has been released. And of course, it's, you know, insanely valuable. It's definitely costs you more than $25 if you want to pick that figure up today. So for people who don't have a Jango Fett, this is a decent option. For someone like me who doesn't have a Jango Fett, it's a decent option. But I think $25 is way too much for this.
Yeah.
And I will personally be choosing to wait until this goes on sale. So far, every TVC deluxe figure set has gone on sale to some degree. So I'm fully confident that Jango will probably also hit some sort of clearance, and then that's when I'll pounce.
Yeah, I just thought it was very interesting because, like I said, Black Series fans saw it and they're all like, holy crap, look how good that looks. And then I saw the TVC area and they were all just so pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
It is still odd to me for them to be so enraged about this, because the way I look at it is just that Jango Fett figure is old. It's not easy to get. Yes, this new one comes with less and it's more expensive as far as at least like the regular price goes. But it's still a good option for people who are just getting into TVC, people who don't have Jango Fett and don't want to shell out the extra money to get the poncho. You know, there is a place for this, but I still think that we can recognize that $25 for what you get is way too much, and it's definitely just another case of Fett tax.
Yep, and us Black Series fans, we are just frothing at the mouth for a good 1/12 Jango in general.
Yeah, give it to us. Scale this one up.
Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, Nate. We have a 2-pack. This was pipelined some time ago. It was actually one of the oldest pipelines because it's from SDCC.
Ooh.
So hopefully we get that Droideka in hand as well.
Yes.
But this is the C-3PO on a B-1 battle droid body and the Super Battle Droid from Attack of the Clones. Right off the bat, I want to start with the positives because there is some negatives with this. So let's start positive. We did it. We won. We got the Super Battle Droid. First things first, prequel design.
Yes.
Not the super top heavy Mandalorian version, which Filoni was obviously doing that because of the Clone Wars, where they're like huge bulk and very top heavy. I remember being so worried that they were going to go with the new media current look, which they should have never done that design for live action. I am so happy we got, I mean, he's still got some heft to him, some bulk, but it's just that more slim, streamlined, more detail, less smooth version of the Super Battle Droid from the prequel era. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders because I was so worried.
Initially, you know, like you said, we were all a little worried that it was going to be a victim of new media, but it just looks so solid. How are you feeling about just the general proportions, kind of the height? You feel like it's...
I think it looks like a masterpiece figure. I think the sculpt looks amazing. The proportions, like you said, I think are spot on. The legs, which I've always been saying, a lot of stuff that my rhetoric in the Discord that I've said over the past year or so has come true, which was the legs aren't as skinny as you think, and the figure won't be as top heavy if they do the prequel design, because the actual torso, it's just as slim as, well, not slim, but it's just as bulky as pretty much a lot of the other human characters. It's not this big, huge thing like we have it in our heads. And the legs aren't that skinny. It's like flats from SpongeBob, where they're flat one way or skinny one way, but then turn them and they're like super thick. So there's that one shot where he's like shooting down. That's so good. That really shows off the legs. And the feet also look like, similar to the Magna Guard, how the Magna Guard stands perfectly. I think we're in the clear.
Yeah.
For proportions, look at the figure and the ability to stand, I think we're in the clear.
Yeah, I'd say the only thing that's really sticking out is that weathering details, you know, kind of looking a little Meraki. But I think it'll be a pretty easy fix and ultimately won't be too much of a concern because this is obviously just going to be the first of many Super Battle Droid repaints that you know we're going to get. This isn't going to be the only Super Battle Droid.
Yeah, it might be a while.
Maybe. Who knows? All they got to do is put a stripe on it, and then it's a Gaming Greats version.
That's true, but I feel like with their Stormtroopers and, like, you know, the Magna Guard, we still haven't seen a repaint of that. Although that kind of just came out. So, I don't know. I hope you're right, though. I hope they pump these out. About the sandy detail, I could go without it. However, as always, here at Out of the Basement, we'd like to reserve judgment until we at least see some in-hand shots, or we get the figure ourselves. Who knows?
Yeah.
It might look decent.
Right. Because, of course, Black Series definitely has a history of weird camera settings, weird lighting for their promo images. It's always... Or it might not yet actually be anything with the shot, but whoever's editing the photos, you know, they crank up that saturation, and so like things look weird in promo shots, and then we get it in hand and we're like, oh, that's really not that big of a deal, unless it's Marok turned out to be true.
Yeah, but as far as just the overall visual look with the proportions and the shade of gray that it is, and looks to have that swivel at the arm, the lower arm, the forearm, so you could aim down the sights of the wrist blaster. I can't stress enough how good this Super Battle Droid looks and how much they delivered on it from what we wanted. Pretty much all of our worries about the sculpt have been taken care of.
Yep. Yeah. From that aspect, I definitely think we're in the clear. However, no wrist rocket, attachable piece, blast effect, something.
I feel like I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
I don't know. I would almost disagree with you because every droid has an accessory almost. Almost every single droid, especially off the top of my head, at least has an accessory.
That's true, but the blaster is part of the character.
But why not include something to, clip on to simulate when the blaster comes out of the forearm?
Probably because this figure is surprisingly, which this is another bombshell thing I wasn't expecting. This figure is not deluxe.
At least as far as we know right now, it's not deluxe priced.
Right, because this set is $49.99 and 2 figures, $25 each. Really caught me off guard. I was expecting this to be much more.
Absolutely.
So I think maybe that has to do with why it doesn't include any singular accessories for the B2. For me, I think the bigger problem I have is the 3PO. It's exactly what I envisioned it being, but there's a few key negatives here. A, no B1 head.
Yeah, I think that's the main negative is come on. You couldn't throw the B1 head in there?
If they would have just slightly retooled the mold to be able to swap the heads out, I just feel like they could have avoided so much outrage, so much pushback, because this set is getting a fair amount of pushback. Because it's the classic case of, and tons of corporations do this, they say, hey, this figure probably wouldn't sell as well as this other figure, so let's just put them in a 2-pack and force everyone to buy the one that probably wouldn't sell as well.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty typical practice, and that is a problem in and of itself. But to add to that problem, it's like you could have easily made this an army builder pack.
And literally with just the inclusion of the alternate head, it would have become that army builder pack. So really, I don't think it would have tilted the scale too much. And then, if it did increase the price, we're already used to paying $55 for 2 packs.
Yeah, and it's like, I just wish the Super Battle Droid was a single.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that logic that, it's the first release, it should be a single, we should be able to get as many as we want, but I'm just not worried about it. I know there's going to be more. I know there's going to be different paint app versions. I know they're going to release this same one in a Revenge of the Sith box
without the dirt.
Without the dirt, or they're just going to stick it in a Mandalorian box, because they stick everything in a Mandalorian box. So
honestly, do it. I hope they do.
I'm not too worried about, being like, oh man, this isn't an army builder pack. I look at this set and I go, okay, I just need one.
Yeah, I think it's just, we've been waiting 10 years for this, and I want 2 so bad.
I mean, I
want 2 right away, but it's like, is the market going to get flooded with C-3PO B1s on eBay, so you might have a hard time selling it? I feel like I could easily sell that 3PO $25 in the Discord. Someone will do it.
Maybe
someone out there will do it, or Facebook or eBay or some. There's thousands of people out there, but with Hasbro Pulse, if you do purchase 2, that'll give you free shipping, because Pulse increased their free shipping threshold to $90 or something insane. So if you get 2 of these, which are priced at $49.99, you will get free shipping, but then you'll have 2 3PO B1s. And you could sell one $10, $20, get some of that cost back. But I agree with you. I'm not really outraged or all that annoyed over it. I just think it's those little simple things they can do, and they would just avoid all of this pushback. And on top of that, the 3PO kind of looking a little...
Yeah, it's not great. The patina they tried to do on the head... to simulate how he looks in Attack of the Clones just looks bad, flat out. It's just green.
Yeah, because it was like they're trying to make it look aged, because in Attack of the Clones, it's like 3PO working on the Lars family homestead. It's not like shiny TC-14 or whatever the protocol droid is from Phantom Menace. It's supposed to be the more matte, the more dinged up, aged,
gritty and grimy at this point.
But yeah, it just... From what we can tell, there's not that many promo shots, but from what we can tell, he looks a little green.
Yeah.
And it just looks a little amateur.
I do just want to say, though, for the record, I do want the C-3PO with...
Yeah, me too.
With the... Like, I feel like that is, for me, like a pretty iconic, memorable moment from the prequels as a, you know, dumb little kid. I was like, oh, that's so silly. They switched heads. Like, I liked that.
Right. I've seen a ton of comments as well where it's like, of course, I only want one out of these two. Like, nobody wants the other one. Like, the people who say nobody, who asked for this? It's like, a lot of people. Me.
Yeah.
You.
When Justin and I say we want more prequel figures, that doesn't mean we just want more clones. That means we want the different characters, your Padmes, your Anakins, your C-3PO on a B-1 battle droid.
Like, I'm surprised the Anakin, the Padme is not sold out. Like, I feel like prequel fans, where you at? Like, are we... I know all the Clone 2-packs sold out, but like, geez, where are you guys? I thought when I first saw this set, I had a superbly positive reaction to it. I was pretty surprised when I opened up those yak face comments on Instagram, and I'm like... Like, I understand the 2-pack thing, but I thought everyone would have at least wanted 3PO, like at least one, like, oh, I could just get one set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't really get it.
Right.
I get it's annoying. The 2-pack thing is annoying. Like, I get the critiques, but my hype is like way up here, so it like really outweighs any disappointment, like the fact that it's a 2-pack or the 3PO doesn't have a B1 head.
Yeah,
that's like my disappointment level, but like my hype level exceeds it.
Yeah, for me, it's like, could this set have been better? Absolutely, but it's a decent price. The Super Battle Droid looks incredible, and C-3PO is good enough. He's not horrible. It's not a waste of a space. It's not a wasted figure. I still think that the B1 droid sculpt is a decent sculpt, and, you know, I'm just gonna be pretty happy to have some different prequel representation on the shelf. So I definitely think the positives way outweigh the negative on this 2-pack.
Right. The fact that they appear to have knocked the Super Battle Droid out of the park is enough for me to be super excited. I mean, we've been waiting 10 years for this.
Yep.
So the fact that they killed it on the sculpt and the proportions, I'm like, all right, case closed.
Yeah.
Like, this is a W. And like you said, I'm sure we're going to get tons of repaint. So if you are one of those people who are annoyed that it's, you know, the classic evil case of sticking the more non-desirable in with the super heavy desirable to force you to buy both, I get it. I know what we're getting into. You don't have to explain that to us. I've accepted that. I know what I'm getting into with this set. But if you are one of those people, I'm sure it will get a single release at some point. Tons of repaints I can see them doing in the future.
So just practice a little bit of patience and you'll probably be rewarded with what you want. It just isn't what is happening right now.
It's Hasbro. They'll repack it. They'll repaint it.
Right.
They'll refresh it.
Right. I know we like to get that knee-jerk reaction in the collector community, but I think if we all just breathe for a minute and remember, we're going to get these figures in different boxes, different paint schemes, some with weathering, some without weathering. It's going to happen.
The Battlefront ones. And...
Right. It's all going to happen. It's just not today. So if you don't want the C-3PO, just skip this 2-pack, and then down the road, you'll probably get a single release and join the rest of us.
I don't know, Nate. I think you're contributing to the problem by picking up this set.
Yes, yes, yes. Even though I want both figures, I like both figures.
Wait, what?
I shouldn't buy it, though, because then I'm part of the problem.
You're part of the problem. You're contributing to it.
That's
so
right.
Even though you have these criticisms, you can't enjoy your figure.
That's right. That is right. And you're right, Justin. So I've prepared today an apology so I don't get canceled. I'm sorry. I actually hate Hasbro. They are stupid. And I think that instead of Black Series, I'm going to collect G.I. Joe Classified to teach them a lesson. These figures have already gone up for pre-order as well, the TVC and this 2-pack. So if you were looking to pick them up, you've already had your chance. This 2-pack of 3PO and the SBD is a Pulse exclusive, so it might be a little bit trickier to get. The only reason I say that is because the recent clone 2-pack fiasco. So I'm like, I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried.
One final note, I do hope Hasbro can turn things around a little bit at their company. Because I do just want to briefly mention it was horrible to hear of the news that 1,100 people lost their jobs as the CEO, Chris Cox is his name, continues to pay himself nearly $10 million a year. And I was doing a little digging, and all their little VIPs and board members are just like getting all these bonuses and stock reward. I mean, millions worth of bonuses and stock rewards, and then laying off 1,100 people before the holidays. And this is a much bigger issue than, oh, it's because of the Black Series repaints.
Right.
It's a much larger issue at Hasbro. If you just look at their stocks of the past year, we are in December, and for Christmas, like toy sales, they are doing horribly right now. So Hasbro, on a real note, I know we always joke around like, oh, we're shills, blah, blah, blah. Hasbro, get your shit together. Like, for real.
Right.
And on that note, leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about the Black Series here on the channel.
Justin, thank you for picking up the outro there. As a reminder, you could have been watching this a whole lot earlier if you are in a position to help support the channel at the Basement Battalion level. We do also have another channel membership as well if you're interested and can help support the channel directly. If not, that's okay. Simply watching is more than enough for us. But we got to give a huge shout out and a special thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. Check out the Discord as well. It's a great place to get connected with the community. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.